What are you saying, ladies and gents? It is your boy BucketHatSam, and we are back again today for another video. Today's video, I'm doing my Game Week 7 Premier League predictions. But before we get into that, please do smash the like button and do subscribe. These will be coming back. I promise you I'll be consistent, and there are some absolute cracking games. So we're going to go off into the first game of the Game Week. It is Fulham versus Chelsea. And obviously Chelsea, a lot of unrest going on at the club. It looks like Graham Potter will be coming in as a new manager, and I'm really excited to see what he does with this team. And as it stands, reports are suggesting David Ornstein's just tweeted out saying that he thinks Graham Potter will be managing on Saturday for this game, the early kickoff. And you know what they always say, don't back the early kickoff. It's not an easy start for Graham Potter, but it could be worse. Yes, Fulham have been playing well, but Chelsea really should be winning this one. They've been poor recently. Obviously, that loss against Zagreb in the week, they're going to really want to bounce back, and they're hoping for a new manager bounce, and I think they will do. I'm going to go for a Chelsea 3-1 away win. And now on to our next game. It is Bournemouth versus Brighton, and it's fitting actually now. We've just spoken about Graham Potter to go to our next game in Brighton. Brighton going to Bournemouth, and Bournemouth, do you know what? There's a lot of unrest with them, but since Gary O'Neill has taken over, Gary O'Neill has done a good job, let's be honest. Bournemouth are currently sat in 13th place, and since Gary O'Neill's come in, he has got 1 win and 1 draw, so it's a pretty good start. And without Graham Potter, I do worry for this Brighton side, because he's got them playing. You can see they're playing for the manager, they're playing in this system, because overall it's not a great squad, let's be honest. And people like McAllister, people like Gross, they've all stood up this season. My word, I can't say it. I'm not even going to try and say it. I don't know what on earth just happened then to my voice, so apologies. But I do really worry for them, because he's got these kind of players playing that have never played really to this level, that we've never seen them step up like they have done. So I think they're going to really struggle without him. So I'm going to go for 1-1 draw. Next, we have got Southampton versus Brentford. And Southampton, it's not really a great start, is it, from them? Let's be honest. It's 12th place. It's an average start. And they're coming up against the side in Brentford, which have got off to an amazing start, let's be honest. Unbeaten in their last 3. Ivan Toney scoring on, just firing on all cylinders. Obviously getting that hat-trick in the last game against Leeds. I do worry for Southampton, because Brentford are a force to be reckoned with, and I think Brentford are going to make it 4 games unbeaten now. I'm going to go for Southampton 1, Brentford 4. Yes, you heard me, lots more goals, because there seem to be just goals galore in these games that Brentford are playing at the moment. Next, we have got Liverpool versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Liverpool, not been a great start. A lot of pressure on Klopp already, obviously, with the Tuchel sacking. And people are saying, well, if Tuchel got sacked, surely Klopp should be next on the list. Obviously, not a great result against Napoli. You saw Anguissa absolutely destroy that Liverpool side. There's a lot of players like Trent, Fabinho, other players who just look like they're not currently up for it at the moment. Joe Gomez is really poor. I think that's going to be huge. Who plays in the centre defence? And Wolves, they got a result in the last game, let's be honest. It wasn't great, but they've started to grind out some results, because they've got the best defensive record in the league. They're just really struggling to score, and they're coming against a Liverpool side which will be lacking in confidence. Wolves have done well against big sides in recent history, and I think this is going to be a really tight game. I do think Liverpool are just going to win this one, but I think Wolves are going to hold a good account of themselves. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Liverpool home win. And then next we have got Leicester versus Aston Villa. Two sides in Villa who had got off to a great start last weekend against Man City in this kind of new bounce, because of a lot of pressure on Gerrard, and hope they can carry some momentum forward. Potentially they were robbed in that game, let's be honest. Leicester, who have got off to an absolutely dreadful start. Brendan Rodgers is being shouted to be potentially the next one to be sacked. Leicester, it's just not a good start. We spoke about the decisions that the board are making, transfers being sold, Fofana going out late, and they sold a lot of players, and they're not getting anyone in. They lost Schmeichel as well. Johnny Evans getting old. Vardy's getting old. I do worry for them, but it's good that Daka got on the score sheet on his first start, and they'll be hoping he can carry that momentum in here. But I do think Villa are going to win this one. I think they're going to go to the King Power here and get a good result. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Aston Villa away win. Yes, you heard me. And now probably onto the biggest game of the game week. Manchester City hosting Tottenham. I remember last season, Tottenham doing so well against Man City, especially under Nuno Espirito Santos when they got off to that good start last season with that 1-0 win. Tottenham have started off so well, Man City as well. And yes, they may look slightly vulnerable, and I think this is going to be huge for this game, because we've seen when a side goes out and attacks that Man City defence this season, they can't cope with it. They're really struggling, and I think this Tottenham side can do that with the likes of Richarlison getting a brace in the week in the Champions League. He'll be good in this game. Kulusevski was dropped last week, but maybe he might come back fighting. Son, Kane, these are the kind of players that are going to really hurt and haunt Man City in this game. I think the counters are going to be ridiculous, but I do think this is going to be a draw. I think Man City, the thing is, we've seen them, they came back against Newcastle. I think it'll be a similar game to that, where it's kind of end-to-end. I know Conte doesn't like that, but I think that's what's going to happen here. I think Conte's side are going to grind out a result here, so I'm going to go for 2-2. Similar to their Chelsea game, actually. And next we have Arsenal versus Everton. This is one I'm actually excited for. I think Everton got a great result against Liverpool. And again, VAR decisions, it could have gone either way. It could have gone Everton's way. And Arsenal, a bit of a blip last week, and we saw that against Man United. And I think the biggest question for me with that game was, Arsenal, for the first time, were tested and they struggled. When a side really came back at them and they conceded the goal first, they got their heads dropped. It's not, the mentality wasn't there. It's not the mentality that Arteta wants. So hopefully he's going to hope for a bit of a bounce from that last game, but I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a really difficult one because Everton is not an easy side, but they are lucky with the fact that Jordan Pickford and Lonergan are both injured. So it looks like Everton need to get a free agent in. And I think that is going to be the only thing that lets them down. But I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to go for Arsenal, 1-0 win. And then next we have West Ham versus Newcastle. This is a game I'm absolutely buzzing for. Two sides on pretty much similar level, I think, as in squad-wise, but Newcastle have got off to a great start this season. They carried that momentum on from last season. West Ham now finally starting to get some results after such a really slow start to the season. I think it's going to be a really close one. Newcastle travelling to London. It's going to be an absolute great one. I think the atmosphere will be rocking at this one. I'm going to go for a Newcastle 2-1 away win. Yes, you heard me. I think David Moyes is going to struggle against Newcastle side. Newcastle, Isak. I think Isak's going to bag a few here because he's looked really good since he's kind of really been getting in the frame and in this squad, so I'm really excited to see him again. And next we have Crystal Palace versus Man United. Man United, 4 wins on the bounce. Who'd have thought it? They're playing some really nice football. It's all down to Varane and Martinez and Malacia and Dalot. That back four finally is looking really solid. I really like them as a defence. I think they look really good this season. And that's the thing. I don't know what to expect from Man United because even though I know they've been playing really well, I don't know what it is. Just maybe because of recent years, I'm just waiting for them to kind of drop off because it's what they do. It just goes up and down. It's like a wave, isn't it? Their momentum and form, and it comes against Crystal Palace side, which really good this season. They've got a great result against Liverpool. They've started off really, really well, and they're not going to be it's not an easy place to go to, Selhurst Park. I don't think they're going to make it easy here, but I do think Man United are just going to about edge this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Man United away win. And then the final game, the Monday night kickoff, which I'll be doing a live stream for. If you join me on YouTube, it will be going live at 7:50, covering the game and having lots of fun. So hopefully you all join and enjoy that one. Leeds versus Nottingham Forest. This is going to be a really good one. Nottingham Forest, I'm still not convinced by them at the moment. Too many signings, too many individuals. It's disjointed. They're just not working. It's not gelling. And I think Leeds, yes, not a great performance in their last game, but they've been looking pretty good this season. They've been scoring goals. I think that's the biggest thing. They're scoring a lot of goals this season, creating a lot of chances. But I do worry for their energy because this is such a high-intensity way of playing under Jesse Marsch, aggressive as well. So that maybe hurt them. I don't know. But I'm going to go for, you ready for this? Leeds 2. Nottingham Forest 2. Yes, I think they're going to grind out a result here. I think Leeds' form is just going to plateau a bit and just kind of stabilise at this kind of level. But overall, I think it's going to be a great game week. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys if you've liked and subscribed. Comment down below all of your predictions for the game week. I'm buzzing for this one, and I'll be back next week for game week 8. Thank you for watching. BucketHatSam over and out. Thank you. Goodbye.